Tia! I should have left my baby boy a message telling him I'm coming home. I'm not coming home. Hold on. No. Let me start from the top. I should have left my ex-husband a message telling him I'm coming home. I don't want to be alone.
Is it harder than you thought it was going to be?
What?
Like just dating in general.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I never dated before, so I didn't have anything to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely think it's harder, than I thought. But I am optimistic.
I always tell you guys that marriage is something that's not promised to you like life or death. It's something that you got to fight for every day. It's a struggle. I mean, you have a lot of good times, you have a lot of bad times, but marriage and love is in the work, it's in the sacrifice, it's in the commitment. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to lose to gain everything? What are you willing to some of the bad things you have to die to in order to bring on new things into your life where y'all can walk together, right? Marriage is not easy, especially in the climate today that's anti-marriage. You have to want to be committed. You have to be willing. You have to be willing to do all of these different things in order and have to understand legacy, commitment, all of those things. You cannot watch the world. You have to watch your partner and walk together in what you guys are embarking on to create. If you're not willing to do those things, the marriage is not going to work. So when we talk about Tia Mowry, we saw her get divorced. We saw her, go out to the tabloids, go on to every talk show and talk to anybody that was willing to listen. She talked about her marriage being a graduation, and she exploited her children and her husband for financial gain. She started a show and started to uncover a bunch of things that went on in her marriage. We saw her melt her ring down and sell her ring, get rid of her ring, and she made, really a joke of her husband without really saying his name, but just all the things that she was doing. Now we're hearing that she's going back to her husband. A Thanksgiving celebration, a lot of women now was posting stuff where she had her hand on his knee. She was saying a lot of things about being lonely. It's just a lot. So Tasha K is tuning in. Women from all over is tuning in. But let's revisit when she went on to a show and she talked about her marriage being a graduation. Y'all remember this?
You actually see this as
a celebration.
A celebration.
I really do. I look at it as one of my friends, she sent this beautiful letter to me from a woman who got a divorce. And it's all about, this perspective, in my opinion, and just changing the narrative. My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Cory some beautiful, amazing children. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. Mm-hmm. So that's basically, how I'm looking at it now. And I feel like people when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, it's, are they happy? Are they thriving? Are they growing? And I feel like that is what is most important.
Then y'all remember when she went on to the show and she talked about courting. Now, mind you, she's in her 40s, and so is her husband, Cory, her ex-husband, Cory. They come from an older generation, an older school where we courted women. The women were different. The way we interacted with each other was different. When I got with my wife, she had already had a child. I was a stepfather. But being a stepfather to women of my age were a different type of woman. There was a different world. There was no social media. There was no phones. We got along better. We were more interactional. We were more conversational back in the day. A man could approach a woman. A man could pull over in the car and get out and talk to a woman. We were nicer to each other. We got along. It was a different world than what my children is growing up in, right? So when she's talking about courting, you're in your 40s trying to come out into the dating market where they don't court like that no more. The relationships between men and women are not the same as the time when you and Cory first got together. But she's on there now, still talking about courting in today's time where she's really behind the 8 ball. Y'all remember this?
Relationship when dating was, when I was, dating this person, it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was wonderful. There was courting that was, involved. And I was saying how I feel like that's no longer, present, meaning like people just don't court each other anymore. And this person was like, well, that's old news. Like people just don't do that anymore. There's just this whole new way of doing things. And I'm like, you mentioned tradition, and I think that's where it kind of needs to go back to, where, a man is, courting a woman and showing her, how much he appreciates.
But while she was doing all that, coming online, crying every 3 seconds, talking to anybody that would listen, Cory was going through it. And a lot of women in the beginning was coming after Cory. They was destroying Cory in the media. But then people started to see Tia, and they started to get tired of Tia. Like, dang, man, you telling all your business, you exposing. And they began to turn on Tia and side with Cory. And remember, Cory was going on to shows. He never talked down to her. He never talked bad. He just sat and took it. And then one day he finally spoke out, and he came and he went to different shows and he said this.
Because, it's tough when it feels like you're going through something alone and no one understands and, no one's there for you. And it's just like, when you're a man, especially a black man, they're like, oh, he's tough, he's strong. But it was a year and a half crying myself to sleep every night. Nobody see that.
Yeah.
Nobody see that.
Yeah.
You live 5 minutes away from your babies, you know what I'm saying? Because people who know Cory Hardrict know that his kids and his family was everything to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm stronger than I thought I was.
Yes.
I'm really stronger. And that by the grace of God, it's like I'm here and I'm still going.
And parenting you being very involved, and obviously their mother being very involved, the co-parenting side of it and trying to make sure that you both are still in the same lane of raising your children to the best of your ability. How has it been adapting to that and continuing to do such a good job as y'all are?
Everything is about the kids, their well-being, their future, and just co-parenting, you know what I'm saying? And keeping it still a family and keeping it love-based, still keeping God first at the center of everything and just walking with love, man. That's all it's about. I wish her the best with everything, and that's unconditional for me. I love unconditional. I can't get caught up in what's going on out there, what people are saying.
And see, Tasha K had got involved, and she was in, back and forth having conversations with Cory. And Cory was responding to her at one point. He never talked down about Tia, but, he just expressed himself how he felt. And Tasha K and women start going in on Tia, right? But then Tasha K said she knew that Tia was back in the house because when she responds, when she sends messages to Cory, Cory usually responds. This time he didn't respond. So she kind of like got what was going on. So she took to social media and she really went on Tia, right? And she said this.
Oh, Tia! I should have left my baby boy a message telling him I'm coming home. I'm not coming home. Hold on. No. Let me start from the top. I should have left my ex-husband a message telling him I'm coming home. I don't want to be alone. He didn't fully understand me, that I'd rather leave than to cheat. He gave me some time. I can be the woman he needs, because there's a lot of lust inside of me. And we've been together since Tia and sister. I really didn't mean to hurt him, but I needed some time to scratch this cat. But when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna come home, 'cause ain't nothing out in these streets but houses in Virginia. Child, they said she done went home. They said she done went to the house, Rumor is, I ain't even had nothing to drink. Rumor is Tia carried her ass back to the house. She got a purse. She put a purse up under here. She got water. She put her glasses on. And she said, open the door. Open this door, Cory. Open this door, Cory. Don't play with me. That's half my house, too. Cory, I still own half this house. Listen to me. Don't play with me today. I got these kids outside. They got their bags. Come out here and get them. Don't make me wake up the neighbors. Don't make me wake up the neighbors. I said I was sorry. Tia, we told you. Tia, we told you wasn't nothing out here, girl. We told you that. We told you. Cory, the best you gonna get, girl. The best I ever had. Let me tell you. No, he took her bag. I asked him, and I was like, Cory, you took her bag? He just read the message. Normally, he respond to me, but he knows she don't like me. So he ain't responding now. His wife back in the house. She reading all DMs and everything. She done got out there and got her cat scratched. Probably done had a scare, because you know it happens, especially if you're down in Atlanta, LA, DC, or Houston. And you get your kitty cat scratched, you got to go check on it. You know, she probably had one pelvic pain and then forgot, like, you've been with the same man all these years. Of course, you're gonna have a little discharge. You gotta get used to your bacterial microbiome, gotta get used to the new bone. So she done got all scared and I ran back in the house.
And see, Tasha K was saying what she was saying, and you know, she was making a joke of it. But then Sherri Shepherd on her show, because she was covering this for months, and she talked about the things that Tia Mowry was going through, and she covered it. But now she also took to her show to talk about what Tia was experiencing. Remember, Tia said this was a graduation. But Sherri Shepherd is really going in and telling her she went out there, she thought that the grass was greener on the other side, and she found out what she found out. Now she's banging on the door trying to get back home. So Sherri Shepherd took to her show and she said this.
Tia Mowry spent her Thanksgiving with ex-husband Cory Hardrict. She posted a picture with Cory and the kids. I was looking at the picture. Now, I'm not a body language expert, but what I think is Tia has seen what is out there. Tia has caught a few fish and she'd had to throw them back in the ocean. Just last month, Tia was saying that dating is difficult and how men don't want to court women anymore. And I think she might have looked around and said, you know what, Cory may be all right. When you go through a divorce, it's very hard. But you know, here's the thing. When you split up and then those holidays, that's what gets you. Not a body language expert, but I'm saying, you see the way she leaning on Cory? She leaning on Cory like, oh yeah, I remember this little spot. I remember this spot. You be at the holiday parties with your families, and then the song, chestnuts roasting. Then, you know, she got her arm on that leg, that little tingle, and went up to his arm. Then your kids looking up at you like, Mommy, Daddy, we want you back together. And then, you know what happens? You always got to put them kids to bed, and then it's just the two of you. So I say, Tia and Cory, you better be careful, because Tia and Cory going to be under the mistletoe, over the mistletoe. They're going to be picking mistletoe out their teeth.
Sherri.
What?
Would you get that mistletoe tingle for either one of your exes?
And the role of executive producer will be played by Norman Baker. Norman got his good TV clothes on. I know it.
More of the story is, man, relationships could be tough in today's climate, man. But you have to be willing to, what are you willing to sacrifice and be committed to? A lot of us in today's time, we really need to take inventory of what we've been conditioned to believe we're attracted to. A lot of things that you think you're attracted to out there is causing you pain. It's causing you a world of hurt. Right? You keep attracting certain things because you want this type of guy, or you want this type of woman. You need to make some changes in your life, man. You know, you gotta understand something, man. I've been married for 23 years. This is a sacrifice that I made. I chose to do this. I've been committed to this, right? And when I sit back and I look at all the grandchildren and the children that was created out of an obedience that I said that I was going to do, right? I created my legacy. And that's what, if you're willing to walk this journey with a woman or a man, there's going to be some sacrifices that's going to have to be made. If you're not willing to do that, then don't complain. Don't complain. You're picking partners based off of what's good to you at the moment, and that's what's good for you down the line, and how you can walk. Love comes in the sacrifice. Love comes in the work. Not just that emotional feeling that you're feeling at that time. It comes in the work that you're willing to do. The sacrifice, what you're willing to be committed to. That's what love comes in. Love and lust are two different things, man. And lust is not going to last that long if you surround your love around lust. So that's, it's this relationship thing could be complicated. And Cory, he loved his wife. He loved his wife. That's why he never said anything. That's why he didn't retaliate or fight back. And, if he's willing to let her back in, man, then he's willing to let her back in. They got his children involved. There's years and years and years of relationship involved there, right? So I'm praying for them. I hope that if they do get back together, they can figure it out and make it work. You know what I mean? As a black couple, man, listen, it's ups and downs in relationships, man. But I hope that they can be on the positive side of things now. Maybe they got whatever they need to get out their system, they can work it out and they can start walking together again. We'll figure this thing out, man. But if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.